Eternal blue sky. The storm is coming. It's time to make our final preparations to strike Khotun Khan. I don't know if we'll survive, but I don't know if Lord Shimura will reinforce us, but I can't turn back now. Yuna should be with the others at Jogaku Temple. I should speak with her before we end this. Riding through the monsoon, beyond the world, to the edge of time. Haven't thought about that song for a while. After chasing him across an entire goddamn island, Khotun is officially out of land to run from me through. She's back this way. Yeah, the icon looks like it's to the south, but she's actually back up here.
そう願うが待っておるいとまはない。
風が強くなってきた。
朝には大風が来るな。ヒヤリは無事に奪えたか。
痛手を負わせられるほどにね。それとクロードに従うため城を抜けた兵を見つけた。万端だ。
夜明けとともに攻めるぞ。
そう伝えるよ。みんなに会ってきて。話を聞きたがってる。
Little mixed feelings here. Khotun Khan is an interesting villain in that he forces the whole defy the samurai order approach. But he's an uninteresting villain in that there isn't really that much of an interesting ideological dispute for us to have with each other. So while he enabled the entire campaign and the central struggle of the protagonist this whole time, I'm not actually looking forward to there being much of interest in the actual fight with him, besides just fighting him. I feel like there's not much for us to discuss.
名乗るつもりはありません。だろうな。だからこそふさわしいのだ。お主の兄君と僧兵らの仇を討とう。故郷を取り返すだけで幸せです。これからも御仏の示す道をお進みください。
Optional goal is to discuss with all my allies. Question is, where are all of them? Interestingly, it says optional, speak with your allies, but doesn't give me a mandatory objective that I could do instead. Usually there's like, here's the main story, but if you want, go talk to your friends. But it says optional, but it's my only goal.
Sakai. その弓、頼りにしております。約束は果たしたぞ。深く感謝いたします。あまり感傷にふけるでない。先生もでしょう。覚悟はつきましたか。この世に生まれた時からな。明日が待ち遠しくてたまらんわ。
One of the better twists in this entire game was probably the part where I recruited all these allies in Act 1, and then one of them became the villain of Act 2.
Jin.
政子殿、おいでくださるとは。
叱る時に参ると申したであろう。私も藩を葬りたい。奴は夫を殺し、二人の息子を奪いおったからな。
必ず裁きを下しましょう。
私も力を尽くそう。
お休みを。明日は長くなります。
もしくは短いか。
Grim. Oh, now it says speak with Yuna. I wonder why that showed up now.
すげがさしは退治されて当然でした。
さあ、いよいよですね。
機嫌が良さそうだな。
当然ですよ。一日中酒を飲んでますからね。
あまり飲みすぎると明日起きられなくなるぞ。
戯れはさておき、明日は力の限り戦います。タカのためにも。
頼むぞ、ケンジ。
Poor Taka. He's in good spirits. Ha.
お主に助けられてから随分と遠くまで来たな。
ジンは重くて引きずって歩いたよ。男にしなきゃ村に戻れなかったくらい。
全てはお主のおかげだ、ユナ。
あんたは死ぬなよ。これまで辛いことばかり。大事な人も亡くした。お願いだ。
だがハーンを止めねば。
もういいよ。一緒に船を見つけて静かな地に逃げよう。戦は侍どもに任せりゃいい。
それは本心か。
いいえ。
俺が死んでも戦い続けてくれ。
あんたってやつはひどい男だね。そろそろ休む？
まだだ。今はあと少し共にいてくれ。
If you fall, I think she's gonna go into red vision. Everyone dies in one hit mode. What if Jin did die, and we finished the game as Yuna? It wouldn't be the first open world game I've played where your character dies at the end of the main story, and then you play somebody else in the open world post credits. But I can't say what game now, because that'd be a spoiler.
いよいよだ。この時を逃せば二度とハーンを撃てなくなる。ケンジ、ヒヤリの手はずはいかに？
いつでも矢の雨を降らせられますよ。
よし、ユナの合図で放つがよい。猛虎は束になってヒヤリを奪いに来るだろう。我らはそこを叩く。
火薬も弓兵も定められた場にある。
さあ参ろう、酒井。
皆の者、ブルーンをいざ。
ジン、志村様はいないね。
じきに大風が来る。我らも始めるぞ。合図の矢は放てるな。
Don't worry, Yuna, I've got unlimited continues. I could just win this fight alone. If I get in one of those siege weapons, we could just take out all their ships. Those things are so overpowered. I was able to take out their entire fleets before with one of them. Okay, let's go around that. That's not fading. Huh? I'm not supposed to be going this way? What? Whee! Am I back? Okay, sorry. I thought we were moving. I didn't realize we were gonna like fight them head on. That seems like a bad idea. And no, not that. This. There we go. Ha! Get fucked. Hey guys. Rude. Ow, shit. Hey, buddy. Don't drop arrows, drop the resources I'm using. Obviously. So Norio must be doing something else, because he's not here in our main squad. Let's switch this to a weapon. Alright, well I can't see shit. Oh! Is that an enemy? I can't tell. Oh! I couldn't attack in time. Yep. Alright, fuck this guy. Come on. Now I've got so many different ammo types that if I just kind of cycle through them all, by the time I get through all of them, the ones I used at the beginning will probably be full again, just because of all the random pickups. So just use up all my oil, then use up all my kunai, then use up all my bombs, then let's cycle back around to my arrows and whatnot.
うまくいったね。
猛虎は陣を整えておる。
その隙は与えません。
ノリオが丘の上の兵を率いておる。
ならば落ち合い加勢しましょう。
That's where Norio is. Here we come. Hopefully I start seeing some purple samurai real soon.
この地で型をつけましょう。今日をハーンの命日にします。志村殿のご加勢は待ちません。
私たちは大門を攻める。猛虎の気をそらすから、その隙に忍び込め。
死にに行くつもりか。
ここまで来たんだ。今さら引くつもりはないよ。
おのおの方こそ誠の勇士。また生きて会おう。
兵の相手は任せな。
皆声を出さんか。
猛虎にかける情けはないぞ。
Whoop! Go, go, go! Ow, ow, ow. You can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. Alright. Start getting hit by those. Yeah, if it says overwhelming forces, you're about to get hit by like infinite arrows. Okay, shit. What is my objective right now? Do I go up the front? Okay, there it is. Whoops. Whoop. Hey, buddy. Kiss my arrows.
屋根に登らねば敵陣を見渡しハーンの居所を探る。
Find a vantage point to locate the Khan. Pointing me that way. Where are my smoke bombs? Oh, they're here. Or do you only put them directly on yourself? Wow, that is not a substantial amount of smoke. Whee! Isn't this the same place where I got access? I think I've been to this fort before. No, it's technically a different one. Thing. Uh-oh. Sure, there are a lot of spots like this in this game. Where your character gets completely stuck. Did they add platforming like really late in development? I'm thinking yes. Sup? An armored guy's gonna come investigate. He's not armored. I mean, his head's not armored. I thought I have to use the other bow. Guy dies instantly in horrible way. Whoa, what was that? I better investigate by standing right there. Oh no, who could have predicted that this fate could befall me?
Khotun Khan.
Chain assassinate. Chain assassinate. Chain assassinate. Chain assassinate. Game. Chain assassinate. No! Chain assassinate! God fucking damn it. Goddamn contextual prompts that work when they feel like it, and not a moment sooner. Games are just way too focused on being cinematic, as opposed to having consistent mechanics that feel good to play with. It's the trend with PS4 games, that, like the first-party Sony games, that I just don't love. Is that they're so focused on, like, being the most cinematic game, which often means a lot of, like, contextual prompts and QTEs and stuff that, like, barely works, and inconsistent gameplay mechanics. I'm gonna deliver bad news to you guys. Don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around. Thank you. Cha-ching. I think he sees me. Shit, I think a few people see me, as it turns out. Oopsie. Trying to... Wait. Where's my goal? Oh, all the way over there, probably. Whoop! Ow! Thankfully, it was not poisoned. Hey guys, I'll see you later. Whoop! Whoop! Weep. 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 Anyway. Oh, he's just right here. No, it's you. You're the one. No, you chose war. Very intellectually dishonest, aren't you?
この対馬からは出さんぞ。
Don't duel him, hit him with a dart. You shit. Hit him with a dart right now. Whoop. I'm so frustrated with you right now, Jin. Jin, you have so many tricks and shit you picked up specifically to beat this guy, and you're not using any of them. You asshole. I did not consent to you being a fucking idiot. Hit him with a poison dart right now. What did Grandma die for? Oh shit. Fuck. Dude, they basically made spears to fight people with swords. You're at a distinct disadvantage. And it's like self-inflicted because you're a jackass? You're the ghost, so fucking act like it. Oh my god, how the fuck do you fight him? He's got all these ridiculous sweeping attacks, so dodging doesn't work now? But you can only dodge red attacks. What? What a pain in the ass. I was at a big disadvantage though. I did my charge up L1 R1 attack and then he hit me or something and canceled it, I guess. I don't care what your destiny is. Get shit on. Ow. What? Why did you get attack priority there? You didn't do red. I did a charge attack. How the fuck does fighting work in this game? I don't know how to fight a spear, dude. What are the rules? I don't know what determines who wins when we attack at the same time. Ah, fuck. I don't like how I have to suddenly play a different game whenever you feel like it. Well, I'm winning. What the fuck? What was that anime fucking charge he just did? Like he's fucking Ornstein. He just slid 20 feet at me. How do you dodge that? I was already dodging. Oh look, the thing that was always gonna happen, you fucking idiot. The first established character trait he had, where he doesn't fight honorably? Wow, if only we used all of our cool tricks against him instead of being in a stupid sword duel, you fucking idiot. You've learned nothing over the course of the last 60 hours, apparently. You just tried to repeat the same duel from the beginning of the game and thought, no, it'll work out differently this time. Would have been nice if I could use that against Khotun Khan. You know, the shoot him in the face tactic. Fuck this guy. Why are you dueling him? It makes absolutely no sense. It actively contradicts the core fucking plot of the game? Like, what the fuck? Oh, is that him? Is that why he survived? Hi. Oopsie. Yep. 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 Ow, shit. God, it's so much fiddling. Alright. Oh, I just extinguished it. Fuck you. What? How did you get away? Where am I? How did we get here? What the fuck? How did this happen just now? The frame rate's tanking. You right, game? Uh-oh. Ow. That's a bomb. Oh, that's him. He was just afraid. He's the big bad dude. Okay, I need to switch to bombs, but also I need time to find it in the interface. Where is it? Shit. Fuck you. Then fuck you. There we go. Next step is flame. Whoop! Kunai with chain. Without chain. No chain. Oh, he's a shield guy now. Let's see how that works out for him. I don't care. See how easy that was, Jin? That's all you had to do. Actually fight him with the abilities you have on hand. He was so easy, I literally didn't even always notice that which one was him out of all the random mobs. The great Khotun Khan, susceptible to explosions and poison and throwing knives.
ハーンは死んだがその残党は隠れておる。奴らを追いやらねば誠の平和は戻らん。
猛虎が去ったらどうなるんだ。
また生きていくだけだ。
もう先のことも想像できないし、自分が誰かもわからなくなった。
お主は誠の勇士で誠の友だ。
野党だけどね。
それは過去だ。明日の己はお主が決めろ。そろそろ立つぞ。叔父上が探しに来る。
いや、来ないよ。戦の後に使いが来たんだ。
和睦の申し出か。
あんたに会いたいとさ。赤い葉が落ちるしんとした湖のそばで。
大巫女、よく稽古をつけてもらった地だ。
ついてこうか。
唯一の家族だ。一人で会わねば。
そうだね。タカを思うとまだ胸が痛む。髪についた煙の匂い、小さく笑う顔、酔いつぶれた姿さえ懐かしい。あいつは私の全てだった。だけどもう一人きりだ。
そうではない。俺がおる。
クロードは島のみんなのもんだろ。
Ta-da! That's job's done. Now all that's left is familial dispute. That goes to Tsushima. Now I just gotta resolve my daddy issues. This is this gate. So the offering is down here. The question is, Jesus Christ. Just went ahead and cut my recording just in case. Let's go ahead and save. Also. I just heard a fucking loud piece of thunder, so I just cut my recording real quick and made a save. I did that right? Just to make sure, in case the power goes out, that I don't lose all that footage. I just had to start over from here. So California's been getting wrecked by thunderstorms for the last week or so, which also led to fires that terrorized a lot of areas that I know. That was fucking loud. Alright. Jin's blood. Was the half mask I got for finishing her storyline. Purity of War. Venerable Spirit. The crazy mustaches. Mask of Tomoe. Seiryu's Glare? Jin's blood. That's the Ghost of Tsushima reward. Hey, it's red like my shirt. Hey! Every single zone is liberated. I got a kick out of that because she was like, they were like, he's defeated, but we still need to drive out his army. His army's still here. And I'm like, is it though? I don't know about that. Dude, there is so much thunder right now. What is going on right now? But sorry if I die mid Let's Play via lightning strike. I pre-liberated everything, so They were doing like the obligatory, like, we are now in the post game. This is the post game dialogue where we discuss the part where we explain the fact that you can still wander around and fight dudes even though you supposedly beat the game. But I'm like, nah, I got them, dude. I did it. I got them all. They're dead. There's probably still some Mongols patrolling around, but every one of their settlements is gone. Now we're just at the stage where the game tells me where all of my remaining side objectives are, so I can go take them out. We're gonna go to the old sparring circle. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. Are we gonna fight to the death? This is the part where he can't swallow the code being broken, even though it gave us everything. Oh boy. Am I gonna have to kill my uncle? Is that where this ends?
Jin. 叔父上。来ないかと疑った。お話があります。力を合わせれば蒙古の残党を打ち払い、島を取り戻せましょう。お前の務めではない。堺家は武士の身分を失った。この日をもってお前は武士ではない。民のためこの身を尽くしました。悔いはありません。新たな武家が本土から使わされる。領地や屋敷も失われよう。故郷に別れを告げてもついてまいれ。
We still won, though. I don't think that Jin necessarily cared about duty, like his official duty at some point. I'm pretty sure he just wanted the Mongols gone. I don't think he's going to stop now just because he no longer has a title. They can't take his sword.
本土の武士を鍛える任を授かったからな。よかった。蒙古は日の本全土を奪うまで諦めません。奴らとの戦にこの生涯を費やすつもりだ。この務めはお前と果たしたかった。父と子として。それより5歳をめとって家族を作られては。今さら何を申す。ぬかるみにはまったようだ。そこもと手を貸そう。
そんなめっそうもございません。
遠慮いたすな。一人では動かせんぞ。
ありがとうございます。見た目より泥が深くて
大きい荷だな。行き先は
上学へ。クロード様の税がいるので。
税がおるのか。
ご存じない。近々大風を味方に海を渡り原国を焼き尽くすそうです。
それは大層な話だ。
この荷は全て食べ物です。せめてと思って。
まずは泥から出さねばな。
They're gonna sail to the Mongol steppes? I sure didn't know about my own plan. Is that the sequel?
上学までの道のりは長い。ぬかるみに気をつけよ。猛虎にもな。
そうします。
Is that going to be the sequel? We get set sail to China and reconquer the entire continent.
Zei などおりません。日ごとにお前の大義に民が集まっておる。将軍様は案じておいでだ。このわしもな。それは無用の思案か。新しい武家が来たら民は神戸を垂れるのだろうか。クロードの名のもと背を向けるので。さようなことはさせません。言って聞かせます。お前が手本を見せたのだ。わしに背いたことで民は主を裏切ることを学んでしまった。
Cool.
お前もいつの日か背を刺されるとは思わんのだ。
Well, maybe it's time to disband this entire form of leadership,
御意のままに。
where you just control them because reasons, and they have to listen to you because reasons.
我が一族の墓所。坂井家の先祖7代がここに眠っておる。お前の母もな。父上も。手を合わせてやらんとな。
This definitely looks like a combat arena. And he's framing me as a threat that needs to be eliminated. And he's speaking very quietly.
寂しくなります。そうだな。お前は謀反人になった。私を切れと。クロードは罪人だ。武士に逆らうよう民をそそのかし。己を守るためです。毒でか。もうこの手に渡ったのだぞ。あのままでは民を犬死にさせていました。誉れを捨てたな。誉れが何だとおっしゃる。残念だ。志村の家を途絶えさせるわけにはいかん。新たな子を迎える。この首を土産に。その首は我が戒めだ。
Oh, I'm sorry that's so hard for you. The person doesn't have to die in that situation.
これで最後になるな。いい日和だ。受け取れ。最後の言葉をここに記すがよい。承知しました。
I see you, Yin Yang. Each of them is positioned as the center dots of the Yin Yang. Some fun visual there. Would have worked a little better if I was still wearing red like a minute ago.
我が君と兄願わざる天命にかくまで足の歩まざるとは。
父も母も見ておるぞ。
はい、叔父上。
鍛えてやる。坂井家でも古今無類の武者へとな。お前は我が子同然だ。どうする？
やります。
Well, this is a bummer, but it was always going to happen. Shit.
Watashiを切れば傷は増す一方。叔父上お許しください。
God damn it.
許せ、ジン。叔父上お許しください。
お前に傷つけられた仮面は二度と戻らぬ。
私を切れば傷は増す一方。
下地に背くわけにはいかぬ。
But you can fail me, huh?
私の過ちを正すおつもりか。
お前に恨みはない。これはわしへの戒めだ。
God damn it. God damn it. You know why. Don't fucking ask stupid questions. God damn it. Alright, so every time you do a standoff, they do a bunch of dialogue and you can't play the game for like 5 seconds. It's ambiguous when it's gonna stop. So he gets the first blow usually, because they won't let me do anything for a while. They turn off every button except for my joystick. got... He had his weapon sheath. That always means it's a red attack. Then it magically wasn't sheathed.
私の過ちを正すつもりか。
お前に恨みはない。これはわしへの戒めだ。
God damn it. What?
息子よ。
叔父上お許しください。
God damn it. What? He like glitched out like a fucking lunatic, so the timing got fucked up. God damn it.
お前に傷つけられた仮面は二度と戻らぬ。
私を切れば傷は増す一方。叔父上お許しください。
God fucking damn it. Fix your fucking game. He glitches out so hard during that attack, so you can't tell when it's gonna actually land. He fucking like vibrates.
これはわしへの戒めだ。
What? I didn't get any resolve. I hit him like 30 fucking times. God damn it. Why am I not getting any resolve? I fought perfectly for like 30 seconds and got no resolve the entire time. It's so frustrating. This combat system's bizarre. I hate that attack so much.
お前に傷つけられた仮面は二度と戻らぬ。
私を切れば傷は増す一方。叔父上お許しください。
Yeah, camera. Don't let him get behind me on the camera. I can't tell what he's doing when that happens. What? Really? I didn't get that. Weird. I was sure that I deflected that. Fuck. Fuck! Just to kill me.
こうする他はなかった。墓穴に背くわけにはいかん。お前に傷つけられた仮面は二度と戻らぬ。
私を切れば傷は増す一方。叔父上お許しください。私の過ちを正すつもりか。
お前に恨みはない。これはわしへの戒めだ。
Fuck. What the fuck was that? Fuck you. God fucking damn it. This is so fucking frustrating. Glitched ass garbage animations. It's just so frustrating when you're doing so well and the game falls apart in your hands.
誉れある最後を遂げたい。誉れをなくしても我が父だけは切れません。これから先罪人として追われることになるぞ。承知の上。
Well, there we have it. That's the end of Ghost of Tsushima. I'm reminded of was it 2017, 2015? I think it was 2017, right? When Breath of the Wild came out. I played Breath of the Wild and it was like this big, like, man, this might be the best game I played all year kind of game. And then immediately after I played that game, I played another game that did not compare as in such a positive way to it, because I immediately followed up Breath of the Wild with Horizon Zero Dawn, which all the hype tells me is a beloved game that people are totally hype about, and you'll hear about it constantly, and everyone loves it, and I'm just the naysayer or whatever. But I was like, this game's really clunky and kind of boring and stiff, and its story is like its story and premise are kind of interesting, but also like incredibly drawn out and slowly paced, and all of it could have probably been executed better, and it has a cool idea for its core combat and everything, but like it's like not clicking for me. And your character has like really clunky, weird animations because everything's built around looking good as opposed to like being responsive and playable, so your character feels really awkward and laggy and weird, to the point where just trying to walk, like, you know, like climbing a ladder is like weirdly hard for some reason, in like the Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto kind of way. And like that was fresh after playing Breath of the Wild, which was so like gamey, like your character was just responsive at all times, and it just felt good to control your character, and responsiveness was prioritized over like the cinematicness of your movement and everything like that. And it's just like, so and that was also like just such a better open world. And funnily enough, yeah, like I'm still comparing this game to Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild left a really big impact on like how good an open world could be, in that it could encourage my curiosity and reward it and make me really want to look around and see everything a world has to see. Whereas this game, I checked out of its open world like immediately, because there was just like in the first hour you encountered its like 4 mini games or side quest structures, and then that was all of them. That's the entire open world. It's just those things repeating over and over again, and it's like, oh shit, that's it. All right. But anyway, I bring up Horizon Zero Dawn and Breath of the Wild because a similar thing kind of happened here, in that right before I played this game, I played The Last of Us Part 2, and that game is going to be a serious like Game of the Year candidate for me. It has pretty strong gameplay, and speaking of which, there's Neil Druckmann right there. It has really solid gameplay, but also really solid narrative, and it's one of the coolest games I've ever played in a lot of ways. And this one just this game has so many similarities, but they're all kind of worse because they're both third-person action stealth games about revenge. And the toll that revenge takes on you, and the way that changes you as a person. Like, they're both about that. But, like, the action is better in The Last of Us. The stealth is better in The Last of Us. And the story and how it deals with revenge and how it changes you is better in The Last of Us. In this one, it was kind of incoherent. Like, there was kind of a back and forth that was really messy, and like I kept dueling people even though I'm supposed to be the ghost and I have no honor except for all these honor duels I keep having. Like, I totally get why when I was getting that one piece of armor and I went to like the shrine it was supposed to be at and that one lady dueled me, I chose to duel that person. And I get why I dueled Masako, and I get why I dueled my uncle. But pretty much every other duel in the game, especially ones against like fucking Mongols, I'm like, excuse me? Why am I dueling Mongols? They're doing everything possible to end my entire way of life and everyone around me, and they don't give a shit about this weird honor duel. Why am I dueling them? And that frustration really culminated in the fact that like I'm supposed to have already... I literally got the achievement for embracing my role as the ghost, and I got the costume that embraces that I am the ghost. And like we fully, in Act 3, it's like, that's it. Fucking all ties are cut. I am a traitor. I am the ghost. I have sacrificed every tie I have to my family and honor and so on in order to commit to being the ghost. And then what happens when I reach fucking Khotun Khan? We do an honorable duel where I can't use any of my cool tricks and I have to duel him one-on-one, even though he's using a fucking halberd and I have a samurai sword. And it's like, excuse me, I feel like that's a weapon that was practically invented to beat people that are using the weapon I'm using. Why am I like not using smoke bombs and fucking dynamite right now? Why don't I immediately hit him with the fucking needle that makes him puke all of his guts out? You know, the one that is, you know, the primary element of the story, like, it was like the number one offense I did the entire campaign is that in the last 10 hours I suddenly started using poison via my dead grandma, and the time to pay that off would be to use it against Khotun Khan, and no, we're gonna have an honorable duel after all this. I'm like, excuse me? He's not gonna honor this duel. That's the first character trait we established, is he didn't even respect messengers. He throws oil at them and burns them and stuff like that. You're gonna duel him, and lo and behold, after wasting your time dueling him, he fucking throws poison shit in your face, and then you... ta-da! That didn't work out. It's like, yeah, you idiot. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen? I'm so frustrated with you, Jin. Why are you acting like this? Why are you like this, Jin? And the duels I'm not a fan of because, like, they're trying really hard to be Sekiro, but they're not doing a great job at it. And I wasn't great at Sekiro, and I got really frustrated with Sekiro, and I'll admit that. And I'm like, there's nothing to admit. It's blatant. I have that playthrough on this channel. I didn't do a second playthrough because I was like, this game's neat. It's probably good. It's too stressful. I don't want to play it anymore. But like there's really clear references to Sekiro and the fact that the health bar works the same way. Like the health bar shrinks over time, and there's this way that people's weapons like have different tells on them where they glow red or they glow blue to indicate specific types of attacks. I think in Sekiro there was like specifically like the red abilities that you could only defeat with this button, and the blue like shiny glinty attack that you can only press with the you can only defend against with the perfect deflection or something. Like I think those mechanics are straight up in Sekiro and represented the same way even. And then both of them have this whole stamina stance system where you have to beat down somebody's guard in order to be able to attack their health finally. Like that is just in Sekiro, but it's like a really shitty imitation because Sekiro is like a masterfully made From Software game where all of the animations and responsiveness is on point and your character kind of controls like a dream, at least a lot of the time. I think I remember having frustrations with that game at times too, but like in this game, your character kind of can control like a nightmare by comparison. Like it's just not up to the standard that it's imitating. So every time I got a duel, I was just like, I don't really want to do these. I like playing with my stupid toys and not engaging actively with this combat system because it's just not, it's not super interesting. Obviously, I can pull it off because like I did it. I beat him on hard. I beat the whole game on hard mode. Like I've got the skills to do it one way or another, even if I'm sitting here like swearing the whole time because it's frustrating me in a variety of ways. Like I could power through it. That last attempt I had on him was like a fucking, it was a dream. Like I was just like flowing through and I was doing it. But there was that moment where he just did the weird lunge where he vibrates in place and shits himself, and then it's like haha, and at the end an attack happens. I'm like, what? But like, yeah, I don't know. It's not a massively bad game. It doesn't even really aggressively have flaws. It just has a staggering lack of a. The issue this game has isn't its flaws, it's staggering lack of ambition. Like it has ambition on like the AAA aspect, the way that every AAA does, which is that we're gonna get a whole bunch of people together and a whole lot of money and a whole lot of man hours, and we're gonna make a visually impressive spectacle of a game with a mountain of content. On that level, it's ambitious, but it's the same ambition that every game has. It's like I said, like they announced the new. I think it's from the Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight people. There's going to be like another like it's going to be like a 4-player open world Batman game, and it's like, wow, that game looks fucking boring. I really hope my Patreon doesn't make me play that game when it comes out, because I don't know, maybe I'll get around to playing it in co-op and I'll have fun just fucking off with my friends. But as like single player game, it's like, oh god, it's another open world game where you just kind of button mash to kill your enemies and you go and do all the tasks on a big map, and the tasks are pretty monotonous. And in this case, that game had the thing that a modern Assassin's Creed games have, where they have levels on the enemies. So like what level you do missions at affects like how tough the enemies are, which means that, and that means the primary form of doing the primary way of doing escalating the difficulty is just making enemies bullet sponges, where you just have to hit them 12 times instead of 3 times to kill them, and like it's just not fun. New costume. The ghost armor. Gift from Taka to enhance the tactics of the ghost. Oh yeah, there's the same stats as before. I don't think it was red before though, was it? Oh, it gets a little more samurai-y overall. It has, yeah, the flowing stuff. I wonder why every armor only has 3 appearances but 4 ranks. I think all of the ones I've looked at, the last 2 ranks are the same appearance. Curious about that. Not that curious, but yeah. I take it this is... Where are we? We're over here. We're in Toyotama. By Mount Omi. Oh yeah, there's my home right there. So we're not that far from my original home. I guess this is my new shack. So it's full of memorabilia about the campaign, and maybe you can add to it as you do the 100% completion.
この家紋を見て育ってきたのだがな。政子殿は一族も思い出も失った。あの方が生きている限り、俺も生きねば。 一族の墓所で拾ったもの、枯れてもなお美しい。軍馬と弓と太刀があれば生きていけると思った。賢治の秘蔵の酒、怪しいものだがいずれ酒を酌み交わしたい。いつの間に作ったのだろうな。ユナには借りができた。返せぬほど大きな借りが。甘い匂いがするが太刀にも勝る武器だ。最後まで忠義を尽くしてくれたな。
Kage no。
ユナの小刀、刃は錆びている。壊れておらぬのが不思議だ。あなたの息子になることをずっと夢に見ていた。
My poor horse died because I surrendered for very questionable reasons.
いつか吹き方を習う約束だ。これで互いの無事を確かめられる。ユリが母上のために植えた花だ。幾年も世話をしてくれていたのだな。もうこの次は本土の武士。追われる身となろうとはな。叔父上、お達者でしょうか。
I think that's the gist of it.
ここに酒井陣を弓取り石川定信の弟子と認める。これで晴れて弟子入りだ。
ジン、いい隠れ家だね。あんたに合ってる。
受け入れねばな。今や堺家は滅び、俺は罪人となった。
志村様のこと聞いた。追ってくるのかな。
叔父上ではなく本土の者が来るだろ
う。あんたが生きててよかったよ。ハーンを殺して蒙古軍には長がいなくなった。これで本土は安心だ。
だが兵は残っておる。島から出られぬ以上土地を奪おうとさらに気負っているはずだ。
戦は終わってないんだね。忘れないで。あんたが対馬を守れ。
忘れるわけがない。
よかった。これからは二手に分かれようか。
蒙古を退けるのも手早く済むだろうからな。
また会おう。それまで達者で。
ああ、達者でな。
I kind of wonder if they're setting up like a... Are they setting up like a DLC? Or they might just be talking in vague terms to inspire the post-game, and that's it. Or they might be baiting DLC. Like some lesser threat from Khotun's army takes charge of the remaining dudes and comes and does one last big hurrah. This shit is liberated. Said the death of tradition or something like that, I think. I don't see the quest. I think I genuinely finished all of the story. So I think that's that. Just a matter of me wandering around and clearing up some question marks later. Just for the sake of my own satisfaction, I suppose. So a common way I've heard this game described is that it's a video game comfort food. And that seems about right. It's incredibly familiar. It brings basically no new mechanics to the table. It does a bunch of stuff that we're really used to. And it's basically just like a bullet-pointed list of all the most popular mechanics in what is currently like basically the most popular genre of single-player game. I have to specify single-player because obviously multiplayer is a whole different world. But like, people love their like 30 to 50 hour open world, liberate the regions one by one, do a bunch of tasks, view all these icons on the map, like games. Like this map looks so much like an Assassin's Creed game map. Specifically like the middle the middle era ones, because I haven't seen the new ones like at all. I bounced off the franchise around like Revelations and Unity, so I haven't really continued and beaten them after that. That franchise really ran its course. But we're still kind of playing it. I guess that's part of my distaste too, is like I played Assassin's Creed 1, I really liked it, and then I played 2 and Brotherhood, and I really liked those, and then Revelations was really starting to wear out its welcome. Then I tried 3 and I couldn't bring myself to even beat it, and then like now we keep kind of going back to what is essentially games that are really, really taking after those games on most levels, and I'm like, nah, man, I'm done. Like I've put many hours into this kind of game. I'm ready for new experiences, and like that's Breath of the Wild, and for better or worse, that's Death Stranding. Like I had so many criticisms of Death Stranding, but boy, it tried some shit out, and it was a breath of fresh air in a number of ways, even if some of those ways were really stupid. Like Death Stranding, I felt so strangely compelled to stick it out for dozens of hours after I finished the playthrough, to just sit there and max out every single relationship and like build all of the I built every road and did every little thing I could do to keep pushing forward and complete it in a satisfying way. Because it was just something so weird that even if I took issues with a lot of the choices in it, and also on a lot of its elements of its narrative and whatnot, like it was bringing a lot of new stuff to the table. Whereas The Last of Us was just really heavily refining on the previous game, but like it really delivered on having like a lot of tension and desperation. Like I felt emotions just playing the game on a gameplay level, let alone the narrative. And the narrative also had emotion in spades, and took some crazy risks and pissed a lot of people off by taking those risks. But it did some really interesting and memorable, cool things, and really just went places. And this game, I'm gonna forget it so quickly, and that's just not the experience I seek out. And like I get that this kind of thing is popular, and that's why it was voted for on Patreon in the first place, and it's like I'm the irritating contrarian or whatever by voicing these opinions and whatnot, but like I don't know. There's so many video games, and I play them all the time, and so I always seek the new and interesting experiences that are gonna like challenge me in some way, via being an actual challenge of gameplay, or bringing new ideas to the table, or having a story that actually makes me feel things, and so on. That like a lot of the AAA sphere is kind of never satisfying any of those itches, and so this just doesn't do much for me. It's pretty, it plays decently. The old me that wasn't running a Let's Play channel and wasn't so in tune to actively seeking stuff out, but was kind of like lackadaisical in his gameplay and would just kind of sit around and listen to podcasts and multitask and just was eating junk food games basically all day. Like that version of me from like 8 years ago or whatever probably would have been like, oh yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. Like I probably was that target audience at that point, where I would be like, I'm going to do every single task, and it won't really matter that I'm not having that much fun because I'm only half paying attention to the game anyway, because I'm multitasking. Just like how many of you guys are playing video games while listening to my Let's Plays at the same time, which is still not a thing I recommend. Like, but like, you know, at least in many cases, like if you're playing games that you want to really experience and get something out of, you should not be like multitasking with a Let's Play at the same time. If you're doing what I do, where you're like playing World of Warcraft or whatever, because it's like you're kind of fucking off in the evening, and it's inherently a time waster on purpose, and it is like video game comfort food stuff, then sure, why not? That's what I do. I listen to Game Grumps or podcasts and video essays while I'm playing World of Warcraft in the evening. Like that's a thing. But unfortunately, this game is like, yeah, it's closer to that in most of its bulk than the type of game I hope for. Because yeah, like I want Disco Elysium and The Outer Wilds. That's the right one, right? And Breath of the Wild and so on. And I'm really frustrated that AAA companies, because they have so much money and so much power, and they can do so much with those resources. I'm so frustrated how infrequently they try to truly push the envelope and do something crazy and weird. That's why all the more I respect Death Stranding for what it did, because that was a weird fucking game, and it was like lightning in a bottle, and I don't even know if they will be able to pull that off again, because that was the really specific weird thing where Hideo Kojima was this like well-beloved auteur figure that got exiled wrongly by his parent company, and there was so much sympathy coming his way, and that resulted in like him kind of having just free reign to lose his mind and do whatever the fuck he wants with his next game. And I don't know if even he will have that kind of freedom again, let alone the rest of the video game industry. But this is why I play. This is why I look out, and I'm looking at like the weird projects, like the weird AA projects and indie projects and so on. It's just because like being AAA makes companies terrified of doing interesting things, and if they ever do anything interesting, then they will capitalize on that interesting thing they did by making 12 more sequels to it. Just like how like when the new Tomb Raider reboot came out, it was like, this is kind of interesting and refreshing in certain ways, and then they're like, well, we're just going to keep making more of these then. So they keep sequeling that, and you're like, oh. Like, I liked the first one, but I don't think I want to play these sequels. Like, I haven't played either of the sequels because I was like, nah. And like when I played Shadow of Mordor, I'm like, that was all right. Not like franchise, I want to play 12 more of these, all right, but like that was kind of like the weird nemesis system was kind of a breath of fresh air. But then they're like, what if we made the same game again but maybe worse, and also with microtransactions and loot boxes and in a store? And I'm like, AAA AAA never changes. But yeah, overall, this is not my jam. Open world, not RPGs. If it's not doing something really special and crazy with it, it's just kind of not my jam. Because Death Stranding is an outlier, obviously, but before that, I think the last game like this I played was Horizon Zero Dawn, like 3 years ago. I think I really did avoid this genre that long because of how stale it is. And it's stale because it's popular. And maybe it's even popular because it's stale, like it's the comfort food thing. And before that, I don't know, Shadow of Mordor, or maybe Batman Arkham Knight, which I didn't finish, but was also like this kind of vague formula of like, yeah, you can sure pour time into this if you want to, but stuff that's just kind of designed to be played for a long time, and that's like the goal, doesn't really appeal to me that much. Narratively, I liked what they did with some of the companion characters, but not enough. Specifically, it was really the female characters. Yeah, Yuna and Masako both had relatively interesting storylines. A lot of the other stuff felt like bloat. The non-companion side quests had a low rate of being interesting, but also the Archer storyline was really drawn out and not that interesting, and same thing for the monk. I didn't like the monk storyline or the Archer storyline that much. They were kind of really long and not paying off that much. The Archer in particular felt like it was in stasis. Like, they quickly established that, like, I trained this lady, Tomoe, and she has a dark past, and maybe I'm to be judged harshly for what I did too along the way, and maybe I made my own mistakes. And we kind of established that status quo, like, I'm out for revenge. And then we just kind of played like 9 missions where we kind of just repeat that idea over and over and over again. And it just didn't have the texture that Masako's revenge story had. So I just kind of was really bored for most of it, and it was kind of just going through the motions there too. So even when I do all the really boring stuff off camera and just do the story with you guys, a decent amount of the story stuff was still kind of not that interesting. So that's kind of a bummer. The story also felt like it ran out of steam in the second region. Like, overall, all the companions just had one finale up here, which didn't really need to be up here in the first place. And the narrative, like, all we did was go up here. Like, once we got up here, it was just a matter of like, okay, now we're actually gonna kill Khotun Khan. And then there's like 3 missions, and then you just actually kill Khotun Khan. Like, the big character conflict happened here. It feels like there wasn't that much that happened up here that led up to the death of Khotun Khan that was that interesting. Like, around here when Taka was dying and a bunch of other shit was happening, like, it really feels like we could have wrapped up the story with having like practically the very next mission be us killing Khotun Khan, and this entire region was just kind of bloat, it feels like, because it just didn't have that much going on interesting wise. But, you know, I'm a broken record here, I suppose, but this genre kind of is. It just doesn't have the mechanics to withstand its duration. It's such a big game. It keeps going and going and going, and there's all this stuff, and it just doesn't do that much with it. The enemies don't get that much more interesting, and the encampments don't have new twists that change how you infiltrate them. Like, these encampments kind of stayed the same all the way through. And really what happened is primarily you just got a more and more bloated toolkit to the point where, like, I basically would just select random weapons and throw them at people, and then just switch to a different one. Like, I don't know, I'll do the manual targeted bombs. Now I'll do the bomb arrows. Now I'll do the auto targeted bombs. Now I'll do the fire arrows. All right, let's shoot them with regular arrows. All right, now here's a kunai. All right, now here's the poison dart and the crazy dart. The poison dart and crazy dart came into the game so late that even though they were the core of the story at the end, I basically never used them again after the tutorial. Not even because I was ignoring them, but because I was so overwhelmed by the sheer number of toys I had to just throw at people that I just never quite got back to throwing darts at people again, because there was just so many other things. But then also, like, there's all these finicky moments, like when I got on that box and it's like, okay, there's 2 guys, their backs are to me, chain assassinate. Like, I've been up on ledges before, and it gives me a chain assassinate prompt to a guy that's 20 feet below me, so I know you can jump down and chain assassinate people. But that specific context, nope, no chain assassinate. Because there's just, like, the mechanics just aren't polished enough to be consistent and satisfying to use. There's a lot of, like, awkwardly jangling your character around to make a specific contextual prompt pop up on the screen so that he will then do the task you want him to do. And you can't just press the button that does the thing, like, because the buttons don't do the thing. None of only the prompts do the thing. And there's a lot of, like, awkward moments like that. Right trigger does 500 different actions in this game for some reason. It brings up your skill selection menu. It gets on your horse. It picks up items. Sometimes you hold it to do stuff for seemingly no reason. I don't know why. Once every 5 hours, it's a hold prompt instead of a tap prompt. You use it to pick up items, you use it to change your stances, and change which weapon you're using, and change which ammo your weapon is using after you've picked which weapon you're using. Other stuff that I'm forgetting right now. There's a lot of me, like, running around spamming right trigger while I wander around the map because I'm trying to get to, like, pick up items, but it's you guys are seeing, like, the bottom right corner of the screen, like, go crazy because it keeps trying to bring up the stances, because every time I don't successfully pick up an item, like, for example, because that particular category is full, it opens my stance menu. But also half the time when I'm trying to open my stances, I might climb a ladder or get on my horse or climb under a tarp through a tunnel or something, because all of those are the same button. And it's like, I can't help but think there's potentially other buttons on here. And the platforming is weird, where, like, it has like a 20% chance to just fail spontaneously, like drop you off of the grappling hook, or weirdly collide strangely and not grab the thing correctly, or you land in a V-shaped piece of terrain so your character falls forever until he fades to black and has to respawn somewhere else because they couldn't iron out how fucky the terrain is and how it interacts with your jumping. So they added the unstuck command from World of Warcraft, where you type unstuck and it teleports you away to fix the fact that you're stuck. Like that's more or less what happened. I don't know, there's just a lot that I'm not psyched about. But it's very pretty. And if you just want to go around a pretty place and complete a lot of tasks, then I guess this is the game for you. I don't know. I'm hopefully on to more interesting pastures tomorrow. This is my big long rant. This really is like the antithesis of my rant at the end of The Last of Us, where I was having this big heartfelt speech about how much I loved the game and all these and so on. I'm really in the opposite stance, where it's just like I don't understand. I must be out of touch with gamers as when it comes to what's popular, which is not surprising because I don't play Fortnite. So yeah, I don't play Raid Shadow Legends or Fortnite, and so like the most popular thing I play on a regular basis, I guess, is Overwatch. So I'm out of touch, and I'm happy to stay there, honestly, because whenever I peek into this space, I'm like, yep, the graphics got more graphics here, and I am impressed by that. I cannot lie about that, but you're just not doing much with this space. I'm gonna go back over there, because over there there's an Outer Wilds, and it's gonna fucking blow my mind. So, see you next time.